Alright, what's up guys? We are back at it again with a video. I know it's been a hot minute. But basically, so with the Subaru here, we'll get into that in a little bit. Or maybe I'll make another video on that because that's a whole separate deal. We're back with the 92 Subaru SVX. Today I've been noticing every now and then when I go to drive it, it'll actually like stumble on itself. So I'm going to go ahead and see if maybe shooting the mass airflow sensor down a little bit, clean off the diode on it, maybe see if that'll clear it up. If not, worst case scenario, it's starting to go, so a new mass airflow sensor. We'll just see how it goes. We'll see if this will actually help a little bit or not. More with the SVX that you guys have probably missed. Not sure how far you guys have been watching on it, but definitely still need to get some paint work. There was a sticker here and left a giant sticker residue patch. We got the cap back on and a couple other things are done on it. Let's see, the wheels I got, I posted a picture about that. Those aren't on yet, but those are actually at my house, so I do have them. All I'm gonna say is they are a set of BBS wheels. That's it. Now we'll get into this. So if you're going to pull this mass airflow sensor off of the SVX, you're going to just need basically two tools. I just got some electronics parts cleaner to clean off some of the electronics. You do want to pull power from the battery, so we're going to disconnect the battery, and with mine it's 10 mil, so you're going to need the elusive 10mm socket. And you know you mean business when you got the Hyper Tough. But yeah, you're gonna have the 10 mil socket. Okay, the 10 mil socket's gone. No, I'm just kidding, guys. We all know the joke on the 10 mils, but all right. That is a whole separate thing. We'll get into that in a second. All right, so we're gonna pull off. We're going to pull off this one. You can use a flathead or you can use an 8mm to pull this off. And then I'm going to have to pull each of these off so I can actually get to the sensor itself and spray it down. Like I said, you're going to want to disconnect power. Make sure you put the 10mm somewhere it doesn't disappear. So you can go ahead and disconnect it from here, or I'll probably spray in there too to clean the contacts off. Maybe up in there. Then you'll have to go over. Put you guys down for a second, sorry. Alright, go ahead. Pull one of your terminals off. Get that off to the side, kill the power out of it. Then we'll go back over here, switch back to the 8mm or a flathead if you want to use a flathead. Go ahead and just loosen that off until you can separate it. There's that. And then I'm going to jump back in to the 10mm because the 10mm is going to take away 1, 2, 3, and 4 of the mass airflow sensor bolts. And then what you want to do is take all these bolts out. Now I think I know why it's probably doing it, but I'm gonna see in a second. Put these somewhere where you don't lose them. There they are. They're all the same size. So now, pull the sensor out. Okay, so we've got the sensor. On the front end, you have a screen. Back end's open. It is a little dirty in there. I'm not sure if you guys can see that little area. But as you can see in there, Pretty sure this might be caused, maybe, if I'm thinking, if it is what I think it is. I have a K&N filter in there, and the K&N filters are oil. They're basically like sprayed down with oil, and these sensors do not like being smacked with or sucking in oil. It basically coats the diode in there. Maybe I can show you guys. Well, could have went better. Okay, so in there, got nothing to point at. We got a diode in here. Let me see if I can get you guys in there. So basically, you have the right side, which looks pretty rough. You guys can't really see it on camera, but the right side is a little catch, and then the left side's a little catch. You'll see a little metal bar in there. Those actually determine what's going through them down in there. They have little resistors and stuff on them. But that's what I'm gonna end up spraying down, trying to clean off, and hopefully it'll work. And I mean, it is, as you can see, there's a lot of dirt in there. So it's probably good that I did this anyways, to try to clean it up. And this is one of the OEM ones. So fun fact, when I had my 1988 Nissan 300ZX, it was pretty similar mass airflow sensor. So fun fact on that. We're gonna spray this down and see, hopefully, if it'll clear it up. Remember, what you want to do is you want to spray it down and you want to let it air dry. You want to let all that air dry before you even think about putting it back in and starting it, because you don't want to mess up that. Because this, I haven't priced it yet, but I'm gonna say it's probably about a decent $200-300 bucks for another one. So we'll be as gentle as we can, but haven't tried this stuff yet. Good old WD-40 parts cleaner is parts cleaner for electronics, so kind of like brake clean. Brake clean is all pretty much the same. Go ahead, bring it over here in the grass. Go ahead and soak that thing down. I'll soak the opening too. Gotta get all the contacts clean. Flip it around. This stuff should dry pretty quick too. I'll go ahead and hit this mesh screening on the outside as well. If you guys didn't know, it looks like there's you got a little rubber gasket on the outside here. And for anybody wondering, yes, I probably should be wearing gloves. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead, take it. Gotta put you guys up here so you can see. Let's see where you guys are at. Alright. I'm gonna take it up here, wipe it down, try to wipe out as much of the excess as I can, try to basically just clean it up a little bit. Especially the screen on the outside. That screen was all black, but now it's all silver again, so it was definitely dirty. Clean up the actual seal itself here too, make it all copacetic. The seal actually is still pretty good too, that's wild. Like I said as well, this is the OEM mass airflow sensor, so it's actually pretty wild that it's actually just decent. Even the plastic looks pretty good, which is pretty interesting. I mean, it was garage kept. This car, when I first bought it, came from the original owner. So garage kept its whole life. I mean, minus a day or two. There's definitely days where it wasn't in the garage, but it's not like it's a brand new car either. This car's 30 years old. Now you could go a step further if you really wanted to and pull this apart, but I am not going to start pulling electronics apart when I don't have any kind of like schematics on them or mapping, wiring diagrams and how it's actually set up in there, because I don't feel like playing doctor. And then I'm going to go in here and I'm just going to try to wipe these walls away because it is pretty rough in there. Try to clean up some of this dirt. Try to clean the dirt off the outsides of that diode. Now you could go in there with a Q-tip if you wanted to and wipe on it a little bit, but you have to be really gentle with it. That's the last thing you want to do, is bend that out of shape. Okay, so it's definitely looking better. Okay, so I'll set this here so it can continue doing its thing. I'll go back over here, spray this plug. And I'll probably wipe down this inside surface here. Now what I should be doing is hitting this with dielectric grease, so I don't have any with me right now, but if you're gonna do it right, I guess, even though it's kind of, I'm not really doing it myself right now. Alright, so got all that done. Let's go ahead, grab this, put it back in, see what happens. This stuff dries pretty quick, so we shouldn't have to worry about any of that other stuff. But that screen looks a lot better now. And there, looks better now. You have some staining going on from the spray, but alright, and then installs basically just the reverse. Go ahead, pop it in, flow goes into the engine, and then you basically put it back on. Hand start all the bolts. I usually hand start them, get them all the way down to like where they're pretty snug, but I can still move it, that way the other bolts can go in. Alright, and then we're going to push this back one on, try to line it up so it's in a decent orientation for if I do have to pull it apart again for some reason. Go, nice and snug. Switch back to the 10 mil. And this stuff you just want to snug up a little bit. You don't want to like fight with it. Head back over here, reconnect the battery a while. Put you guys down for a second. Alright, so we got all that done. Go ahead, last step, go ahead and plug in your connector. Remove everything from the engine bay. Put all this stuff down for a second. And let's go ahead and see if it changed anything, made anything worse. All the good stuff. Seems like it's going pretty good. Definitely sounds way healthier. Alright, so I will make another video to update you guys on everything else. This video is getting pretty long, so if you want to keep following the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Tons more videos with this, that, the Mustang, the truck, whichever one. But yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and yeah, peace out.